Most people think saving their deposit is absolutely impossible. It's such a mammoth exercise. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So, my name's Manda, the mortgage coach, and I combine mortgage advice with financial coaching. I've dealt with or worked with a lot of first time buyers, and the deposit is the one thing that they really have struggled with. Some of them have told me they've been saving for a couple of years. Some of them have been saving for as long as 10 years. And it occurred to me that there must be a better way. So tonight I'm going to be talking to you about 3 first-time buyer tools that, because of my experience, one, buying my first property in my early 20s, and then also I've been a mortgage advisor since 2020. So I have experience from both sides, and I just wanted to sort of go through it really. So let's get started. So as I said, when it comes to a deposit, saving without actually tracking makes progress so disheartening because you can't actually see it. It's like it's invisible, your motivation drops and you just kind of feel that if you're not tracking anything, you're not seeing it. It's a bit like me and losing weight. If I'm weighing myself every week and I'm seeing, even if I'm only going down 1 or 2 pounds, then I can see the progress. It's like that with a deposit, but obviously you're saving pounds, you want to increase, not decrease. Sorry, not the best joke. But at the end of the day, if you can track it, anything you can measure will really help. Everybody always says it. I can't remember what the saying is, but when you can measure something, when you can track something, you can really see your progress, and it makes such a big difference. And then it makes you want to be more consistent, So it's great to have those lump sums, but then the other part of it is just being consistent. And I think at the end of the day, when you are saving and you're being consistent and you're tracking it, you can see those progresses. But what I would say is, depending on what you do for a living, you may get commission, you may get bonuses, you may even get a pay rise. All of those, if you don't need to spend it, then it's great to just put that in your deposit as well. The other thing I'd say about your deposit is, if you can, save it in an ISA, because then you do get that 25% bonus. Obviously, there's certain criteria, like you've got to be like 39 or under. I would, start an ISA today, put that £1 in, because you don't know how long ISAs are going to be around for. So basically that is tool number 1, the deposit. And I think you can understand why I've made it the first tool, because it is so essential. The second one, and there's a little bit of confusion around this, or is it confusion, or is it the fact that people forget completely that it's something that they need to do, or maybe they don't forget, they just don't realise, but your credit. So when I deal with a first-time buyer, or when I work with a first-time buyer, I should say, I always ask to see their Check My File report. The reason I ask for that is because it's a multiple agency report. And what I mean by that is every time you have a credit commitment, it will get registered with one of them. And what ends up happening is, if you register with one credit agency but not the other 2, or the person you've got the credit commitment does, then you don't see what the lender sees unless you've got something like Check My File that does all of them. But when I bring it back, when I actually talk about building your credit, people sometimes misunderstand me, what I mean by this. But there's a difference between building your credit and fixing your credit. Now, for example, if you have got bad credit, either missed payments, late payments, that kind of stuff, it can cause havoc with your credit profile. And yes, you can have a low credit score. But you can also have a low credit score if you've never had any credit commitments before. And the next tool is the credit builder, and it helps you build up your credit when you've started off with a low credit score. So this is not the same as a bad credit score. This is just not having any credit and the tips and tricks on how to build it up. So at the end of the day, it's not automatic to build up your credit. You do need to work on it, and it does take sort of 6 weeks plus. So this is the one that gets forgotten, I would say, because people, just don't realize how important it is. But lenders, if you think about it, they're going to lend you sometimes hundreds of thousands of pounds. And if you've never even managed a £50 credit card or a £1,000 loan, how do they know you're going to be able to manage credit? So this is why it's important. So that's the second tool I created, the credit builder. Now, the final one is know your numbers. Now, this I fell on it myself because I've been doing it and haven't realised I've been doing it. But it's really, really important for everybody to know their numbers, because everybody's always asking, how much can I borrow? How much can I borrow? But then once you look at how much you can borrow, and then you look at how many years you can borrow it over, people kind of forget the last bit. What's the monthly payments, and can I actually afford that? So knowing your numbers is knowing how much you earn, as in on your pay slip, or if you're self-employed, what is hitting your bank statement every single month. So you know what your take home is, what your physical cash you receive in your bank account every single month. And then you can also use your bank statements to have a look at your spending. Everybody knows their direct debits. You've got a direct debit set up for utilities or for council tax or whatever, or standing orders set up for X, Y, and Z. But when you're looking at your bank statements, there's more than just your direct debits. There's your spending. So things like, going out for dinner, buying your groceries, getting your coffees, getting your lunches, spending stuff when you're going out and about. How regular do you do that? I once had a look at someone's bank statement, and they had 27 Uber Uber trips in 1 month. I mean, is that regular? Is it normal? You've got to really look at your expenses. So you need to know what you're earning from whichever source. You need to know what you're spending, and then from that you know what your remainder is. Can you actually month on month afford that mortgage? It's all very well on paper saying, yes, my salary is this and my credit commitments is that, lend me this, but can you afford it month on month? So that's why it's really important on knowing your numbers. So that's why that is the third resource. So it is called the starter pack, and you get your deposit saving strategy, you get your credit builder, and you get your know your numbers. And with all of these three, they make up the starter pack, and they're housed in the Get Mortgage Ready Club. The reason I started the Get Mortgage Ready Club is it's a community. There are loads of first-time buyers in there, so you can talk to each other. There's the Get Mortgage Ready Hub, which has loads of free resources on top of the starter pack. But basically, because I bought in my 20s, there's a lot of lessons I've learned, and since becoming a mortgage advisor and then a financial coach later on, it has made me want to really help first-time buyers get on the property ladder. I genuinely believe that everybody has a right to own their own home, and that's why I made the Get Mortgage Ready Club. And the starter pack is just a really good tool. Once you've made that decision, you want to own your own property, the starter pack is a great place to start. And as I said, it's housed in the GMR Club, the Get Mortgage Ready Club. So all the links will be pinned, and I hope to see you there. Take care. Bye-bye.